The two pieces that I'm going to be breaking down today come from two different periods of time. One, the Middle Ages, and the other, the Renaissance. The first piece, obviously being in the Middle Ages, is called the Viderunt Omnes by Leonin. Leonin was one of the first known notable composers by name, and he lived during the mid 11th to early 12th century, and he was a part of the Notre Dame Catholic Church. So, with Viderunt Omnes, the texture of it is polyphonic organum, which basically he helped create due to the fact that it has an underlying tone of, I wouldn't say hummings, but a consistent note being held with a higher pitched voice above singing the big part of the song, which is why I consider this a Gregorian chant, because it is church music. It's got a single vocal line just due to the fact that it has the other gentleman underneath creating the bass, as it were, for the song, is why it is considered polyphonic. The instrumentation during this particular song is just voices. During this time, instruments weren't exactly accepted into the church, so it just remained just voices. The date around when this particular song was created was around the late 11th century, and it was in Latin due to the fact that, again, it was a part of the Catholic Church, and during this time, mostly all of their songs were sung in Latin by men. And during the Middle Ages, it's mostly known for sacred music, so we really haven't expanded our musical knowledge much outside of the church, just sticking with the basics there. The other song that we're going to be looking into during the Renaissance is called the Bismoi. This particular song was created by Josquin des Prez. He is a Frenchman who lived about 1450 to 1521. Was one of two leading composers during the Renaissance. Was a very well-known composer in and of itself. This particular song has more of a polyphonic texture due to the fact that it has these instruments in there, and they imitate. There's a high imitation rate in this due to the fact that it's repetitious. A lot of the same notes are being played along the instruments, kind of like a question-answer game throughout the whole song. For this genre, I considered it secular due to the fact that it is not necessarily linked with the church at all, and it's more of a higher upbeat sort of dealio, and it doesn't have any instruments in it. So the date of the composition when this was made was around the mid 1500s, and this is in the French language, so kind of also takes away from the fact that it's not connected with the church, because it is indeed in French instead of Latin. And especially during this time, with the beginning of secular music kind of branching out, a lot of different artists were able to create and compose their own music. And that is all.